Today we're asking the question, are wireless gaming earbuds any good? Now, wireless earbuds are of course very popular right now because of their convenience. You don't have any cords, and also usually you can find some that are pretty affordable. But when it comes to gaming, things get a little bit more challenging because they need to be comfortable for long periods of time, have a decent battery life for longer gaming sessions, and sound good with low latency as well. And so for those reasons, I've only found a few true wireless gaming earbuds that I actually enjoy using, Sony InZone Buds being one of those, but I've had some issues with some other ones. So today we're going to be talking about the ASUS ROG Cetra Speednova earbuds and kind of just my thoughts in general on wireless gaming earbuds. So let's dive in and check out what's good about wireless gaming earbuds and what makes me more often than not end up putting them back in the box. Hey everybody, I'm Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys. We are checking out the ASUS ROG Cetra Speednova wireless gaming earbuds. Now there are two different versions of these available. One is $100 and it's just Bluetooth, so great for mobile gaming. But the Speednova version that we have here is coming in at $200. It looks basically the same, but the Speednovas that we have here have Bluetooth and also come with a little 2.4 gigahertz transmitter, so you can use this for low latency gaming as well. So of course, the benefits here are that it is a very small product. You don't have to worry about something large sitting over your ear when you actually have these installed, and so they look good and can sometimes be comfortable as well. And if you're looking for something that you can take with you on the go, usually wireless earbuds like this are something that are pretty popular. But of course, there are lots of factors that go into wireless gaming earbuds that make them usable or not. So first off, let's start with the design. Like all true wireless earbuds, it does come with a charging case. Now, I can't say that I'm a huge fan of this charging case though, because on the sides, the top shell comes down pretty far. So if you're holding the case on the sides, you can't open it because you are holding part of that top lid. So you have to hold it in a little bit more of a specific way with a hand in the front or a finger in the front and the back, which lets you open it. So obviously, it's something you'd get used to over time, but it was pretty frustrating when I first got these earbuds. And then, of course, upon first opening the earbuds, you can see that they are gaming wireless earbuds because there is RGB, both in the case and on the earbuds themselves. Additionally, the case does have a USB-C port on the back for charging, but it can also accept wireless charging as well. So find a cheap pad and you can just place it on there to wirelessly charge the case. The earbuds themselves have a pretty standard wireless earbud design. It's kind of like the AirPod kind of style, where it's got the little stem that comes down that houses the charging contacts, also has a microphone. And there is a little ROG logo on that stem, as well as the RGB logo on here, which can be turned off if you want to turn that off through the Armory Crate app on a PC. But otherwise, there's nothing here that really stands out as anything new. And there is a touch capacitive button that is hidden underneath that RGB logo as well. And these are also available in black or white, depending on what color you want to go with. One thing that, of course, I have the Sony InZone Buds, and so I'm comparing these to those quite a bit. And one thing that's a little bit of a bummer on this, there's no place to store the wireless transmitter in here, which is a nice feature on the InZone Buds. There's a really nice place to just slot it in there so you don't ever have to worry about losing that or finding a different place to carry it with you if you are transporting it. Unfortunately, that is not the case with this case. But moving on, let's talk about one of what I think is the most important factors when it comes to wireless gaming earbuds, and that is comfort. Headsets that rest over top of your ears are one thing, but something actually sitting inside your ear needs to be a little bit more specific in my experience to actually be comfortable for longer gaming sessions. And unlike some other true wireless gaming earbuds that I've tried, these are actually quite comfortable. And so that alone puts them ahead of some of the competition, like the HyperX Cloud Mix Buds that we reviewed. You can check that out up here in the corner if you want to learn a little bit more about those. I do still find the Sony InZone Buds to be more comfortable. They sit in my ear a little bit nicer. I don't feel like I have to push them in as far to get a comfortable seat. These I feel like I need to kind of push in a little bit, similar to the HyperX earbuds, but not quite as bad. But once again, comfort, like that's going to be pretty subjective depending on your ears and what you look for in a earbud. So that is my experience with these, but your mileage may vary on that. And now let's move on to sound quality. Out of the box, these do have a little bit more of a darker sound. Something I would say is more like a classic gaming headset sound to it. You think of like a Turtle Beach headset or like an older more inexpensive Turtle Beach headset that kind of had, dull highs and kind of elevated lows. That's a little bit of what you get right out of the box in this, which can be fun for some genres of music, can also be fun for some games, but for me personally, I usually look for something that's a little bit brighter, both for music and for gaming. But there is plenty of room to customize that within the Armory Crate app. Beyond just the 10-band EQ and some presets, there are controls for virtual surround sound, reverb, bass boost, voice clarity, and a compressor. I found myself listening to music using a modified version of the Jazz EQ. It emphasizes the mids and highs more than the stock EQ, which makes it sound brighter overall. I did bring some of the mids down just a little bit and bring up the lows a little bit, but starting with that Jazz EQ and kind of tweaking it from there was a good starting point for me. But despite tweaking that EQ, I never found myself as impressed with the sound of the Cetra Speednova earbuds as I was with the Sony InZone buds. With the Sony InZone buds, I was instantly impressed with the imaging, being able to pick out different instruments and where they are placed across the soundstage, which is great for music, but also really crucial when it comes to gaming as well. Being able to pick out, specific audio cues and figure out exactly where they are is really important. And while I don't necessarily think that the Cetra earbuds are bad, I was not as immediately impressed as I was with the Sony InZone buds. And that is notable because these are the same price, coming in at $200, which is the same price as the Sony InZone buds. And another thing to note here, they do have both Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz wireless, and they say that it's simultaneous, and while you can be connected to both at the same time, I was never able to get audio from both at the same time when I had these connected to my PC with the dongle and then connected to my iPhone with the Bluetooth connection. I was unable to listen to both things at once. I had to deactivate one or the other. So I'm not sure if that's just specific to the devices that I was using, but in my experience, there was no simultaneous Bluetooth connectivity. Another nice benefit here is that the Cetra Speednova earbuds do have ANC, which for me is a welcomed addition. I don't want to use it all the time when I am gaming, but during the summer months when I have an AC unit or a fan running to keep my office cool, having ANC to block out some of that background noise is pretty beneficial. I'm not going to say it's the best ANC out there. I definitely don't think it is, and like most ANC, it still lets through some of those higher frequencies, but it does well at removing kind of those lower frequency hums that you would experience if you had a fan running or an air conditioner running in the background. And let's talk about battery life. In Bluetooth mode by itself, the total runtime, that's with the earbuds themselves and the charging case, is 46 hours. That is, of course, with ANC off and RGB off. With both of those on, you're looking at about 26 hours. So that is 6.5 hours of runtime just on the earbuds themselves with ANC on and RGB on. And of course, using the 2.4 gigahertz connection instead does lessen that battery life. The total time for both the earbuds and the charging case, the total of what you can get on 2.4 gigahertz is 36 hours. And that's with ANC off and RGB off. You're getting 9 hours on the earbuds themselves and 27 hours with the charging case. With ANC on and RGB on, you get 5 hours on the earbuds and 15 hours with the charging case. So 5 hours with ANC on and RGB on, or 5.8 hours with ANC on and RGB off, might be a deal breaker for some gamers. That really is where wireless gaming earbuds show some of their weaknesses. And this is another area where the InZone buds look more appealing with an 11-hour runtime. And of course, it does have a built-in microphone, so here we are using that, we're testing it. And so hopefully you can get a good idea for what this sounds like. Let me grab a keyboard so we can do kind of a background isolation test. So you can hear how that sounds kind of typing in the background. These are just some kind of noisy linear switches on a Corsair keyboard, nothing too crazy. We'll see how that does at knocking out background noise. I was kind of impressed by the sound of the microphone. Usually true wireless earbuds do not have a very good sounding microphone, but this one's actually pretty decent. It still sounded a little echoey, like it was picking up room noise here in my office, which makes sense because it's a microphone positioned all the way up here. It's not right in front of your mouth. But for what it is, I do think it actually sounded better than I expected it to. So overall, for the most part, I do think that the Cetra Speednova earbuds are one of the better sets of true wireless gaming earbuds that I've tried, but when I'm comparing them to my experience and the price and the features of the Sony InZone buds, it's a little bit hard for me to recommend these over those. But because comfort and sound are subjective, I think, if you are looking for a pair of true wireless gaming earbuds, I think the most important thing to do is make sure you can either test them out beforehand or make sure there's a way to easily return them. It's completely possible that all of the true wireless earbuds that I find uncomfortable might be a great fit for you. For me, that was the Sony InZone buds. They fit me perfectly. They fit my ears perfectly, and I found them to be very comfortable. But it would just really stink to, spend $200 on these and not be able to return it if you did find them to be uncomfortable for you. But that's gonna do it for this review of the ASUS ROG Cetra Speednova wireless earbuds. Let me know what you think about them down in the comments below, and also what you think about wireless gaming earbuds in general. Is it something that you would like to try for yourself? Do you use a pair currently, or are you waiting for some other feature that has not yet come around with these? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're looking for some other videos to watch, I'll link to our review of the Sony InZone buds, as well as our most recent video. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so others can find it easier, and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.